New Zealand has such a culture of get harden up, get over it. That's one thing I had a family member say to me, like, what have you got to be, like, your life is good? And I know my life is perfect. Like, I'm privileged to be where I am and what I've got, but that doesn't stop the way you're put together and like the way your brain is wired. I wish I could be like, girlfriend, we're good. It just does not work like that. I got anxiety from a very young age, but it wasn't until I was an adult that I figured out what it was. I used to struggle really badly as a teen, kind of regulating my emotions and all that kind of stuff. Like if I was in trouble or if I was in an uncomfortable situation, like when I changed schools, I would literally clam up, couldn't handle it, and I would just like, it's weird to say now, but I would just hit myself and cry and hyperventilate. But because I was a teenager, it was me playing up or attention seeking and all that. And I only just realised as an adult that that was anxiety. I was married at 19 and left that relationship when I was 23 after I had my second daughter. And we were on our own for 5 years. It was me and the two girls. I remember clearly it was my mum showed up one morning and my kids weren't at school and I was in bed. And I was like, I want to get up, I can't get up. And it had been a few days of that. My mum took me to the doctor and that's when I was first medicated for anxiety. And once I got on medication, I actually started to do okay. I started working at the local high school and that's where I met Shayne. He was a teacher there and he got me into fitness groups and stuff, and then everything improved. Over time I was really good right up until I started having babies. A lot of my anxiety is about how the people closest to me feel about me. I'm not good enough for my baby, I'm not good enough for my husband, I'm not good enough for my friend, and it's quite a deep-seated anxiety around it. When I first met Shayne's family, I kind of sat in the corner and I didn't say anything, and he's like, they're confused. They see this big personality online and then you're like this. You're not talking, you're not saying anything, and it's like, that's my anxiety. I don't want to say the wrong thing, or and I would just start going red when I talk to people, and then I talk to fill up that gap, and then I'm anxious that I talk too much, and I just can feel it, and it's a yucky feeling. It's really physical for me. I think that's what I find the hardest part is even if I try to get my head around it, physically I still feel it a lot. Shaking, I get hot, I'll just start to panic. It's just a massive panic about everything, and it's been quite dangerous for me personally, where we've had a couple of stints packing my stuff and going to the hospital because I've had to say, I don't feel safe with myself right now. Having babies, I learnt that every time I had a child, I was prone to perinatal anxiety and depression. After I had my son, I had quite bad postnatal depression, and the anxiety that came with it was horrific. He had silent reflux as a baby, and that was something we were not prepared for, and he was my fourth child. So he would sleep for 20 minutes at a time. He would cry all the time, so I had to wear him quite a lot. I had said that I didn't feel myself and that I felt like something was going on. And I was told that babies don't sleep. And I would just be tired and it was probably the baby blues and everything would improve. I physically could not eat because I felt so sick. So I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating, and it was getting quite bad. One night I had just planned that was it, and I remember just being really calm, like, this is the best for everyone. Shayne knew something was off. I locked myself in the bedroom, and then I got upset that he had picked up on something, so then I couldn't even do that right. And then I think it was just a quick trip to the hospital, really, to the crisis team, where I had an interview with them and was sent home. And then I was sent a letter from the mental health services to say that there was no help for me, but good luck. So it was up to Shayne to kind of save my life. And even after having these kids, trying to explain to people that I know I should feel an overwhelming amount of love, but I feel sick. All mums go through that. All mums get those blues. And like, no, like I'm really like unwell. It'll be okay. Like when the baby starts sleeping, hearing all of that stuff for the future, that's not helping me now. Like I would just get so mad, like that's not helping me now. Once I got another letter from the mental health services saying that they couldn't help me, my well child nurse was amazing. She just wrapped the support system around us in the home, and it was amazing. And like I feel like if we had had that in the beginning, things would be so much different. But we were so alone. We were so alone, yeah. I truly believe it with my whole heart that I don't think that I would be alive without him. He has just been the biggest support I've ever had in my whole life for everything. But I kind of also don't want him to know that because he'll make fun of me. But he's the only person that didn't ever try and bat around it and was just head on into it. Like he literally would be like, right, so what are we doing? Are we going for a walk? Are we going to the beach? Are we getting in the car? Are we going for a drive? Like, do you want to go mow the lawns? And I know that probably sounds like really weird and simple, but it's getting out of the house, not being able to hear anything and just being in my own head for a minute and getting some form of physical activity. And having support like that instead of, oh, just get over it, can change a whole day. I think I spent a lot of my life hoping that people would feel a certain way about me or waiting for people to feel a certain way about me. And it's not until you stop caring or try to stop caring what other people think that you step out and you do more, and that helps with the anxiety as well. You just fight it. You go, nah, I can do that. You're telling me wrong.